My name is Total Biscuit, and I suck at Bloodline Champions. So, StarCraft 2 is broken right now, none of the replays work, so I can't really produce anything. So in the meantime, here's a beta that I've been playing. Well, I say been playing, I've been playing for about a day and a half. It's called Bloodline Champions, it's by a small Scandinavian developer, and it is a arena-based PvP game with a strong competitive vibe to it. It's very, very skill-based indeed. Now, I'm playing a bloodline called Vanguard. It's a tanking bloodline, big, fat tanking bloodline with a variety of different abilities there. Each of the bloodlines have 6 abilities plus an ultimate, and you've got 2 preset items, which are a heal over time and a resurrection charm that you can use as well. Now, the setup we have here is 1 tank and 2 melee DPS. It's not particularly good, considering they've got a tank, a healer, and a ranged DPS, so this is not going to end well. I took this video yesterday after playing the game for about 2 hours, so I'm not exactly too good. Let's just put it that way. With a game with such a high skill ceiling, it's not all that surprising. You see, I'm missing with everything here. So, the big deal about this game is that they've tried to take out every possible element of randomness from it. Yeah? They want it to make it as skillful as possible. You've got games like Dota, the WoW PvP arenas, as well as League of Legends and things like that. They've got all these random factors to them. Whereas Bloodline Champions doesn't have any of that. Each ability does a preset amount of damage, it's got a preset range, it has a preset effect. So if you get hit by an ability, you know exactly how much damage it's going to do, how long it's going to stun you, or blind you, or whatever the hell it does. Now, there isn't any mana in this game either, so while there is diminishing returns on heals, your healer doesn't have to worry about running out of mana, and all of the champions always have the same stats. So if I face off against a Vanguard, that Vanguard's going to hit as strong as me, he's going to be exactly as tough as me, and it's going to come down purely to skill. Now, the big element is the fact that every single ability in this game has to be aimed, including the heals. Yes, indeed, you have to actually aim the heals at your allies. Now, this introduces a huge element of skill into the game. Even the melee heroes have to aim with their melee swings. You see there at the bottom while I'm dead. To go and have a look at my hotbar at the bottom there. Mouse 1 is a melee swing. I've got mouse 2, which is a ranged axe throw. Again, the axe throw obviously has to be aimed. It's got travel time. I generally have to lead the target with it. If you play, say, Diablo, then you know how the melee system works. You just sort of hack away at them. But even then, movement becomes a factor, because if you get behind them, you do an extra 20% damage. I've got stuff like Taunt on Q and Shield Bash on E, and that was my leap ability right there, which I didn't really do so well with. If I actually land that on an opponent, then it will do a little mini stun. There you go, see, like that. And then I can lay into him. And I hit him with a Shield Bash there, which is a weaken effect. And I have a number of other things that I can do as well. But every single one of them, even the Taunt, I have to actually aim. That's actually a conal effect right there. Now, this game, to me, seems like it's got an awful lot of potential in the competitive environment. It's fairly easy to get used to in terms of, hey, I have a hero, I move in with the WAS and D keys, and I aim at my abilities. Now, that's easy enough, and since all of the abilities are always on the same hotkeys, you can transition fairly easily from hero to hero. But the way that they actually play is completely diverse. I mean, I've got my Vanguard there, he's got a bunch of different abilities. He's got a guy there called the Ranid Assassin, who is an extremely lightweight, not particularly heavily armored guy, and he's got those poison blow darts and a huge amount of mobility. So there's a lot of different things that you can do with this. The fact that it comes down to team composition, kind of like WoW arenas, yet all of the randomness and the inherent imbalance in the equipment system has been removed, makes it, to me, a very exciting concept for competitive gaming. The skill ceiling to this game is absolutely bloody enormous. Potentially, you could have exactly the same team and get wiped out 4-1 every, or indeed 4-0 every single time without fail. And the sole reason for that is, well, the other guys are a lot better than you are, and RNG doesn't become a factor. They will win every single time simply because they are better. And to me, that seems like the very epitome of what a competitive, hardcore, esports-oriented game actually should be. Now, as long as they get the balance right on this, I mean, right now they've got 16 Bloodlines, and I believe they're planning for 24 for launch. and this is going to be published by Funcom, so it's not just going to be some little indie release. It's going to have plenty of support and backup. It seems to me if they can get the balance right on those heroes, then this will be an extremely enjoyable game for an awful lot of people. Now, they do have a matchmaking system, and they do have a grading system as well, so when the game actually launches, you shouldn't end up going up against guys who will absolutely stomp a mud hole in you. There's also a solo league career, there's a team league career coming up as well. Obviously, it's still in beta, there's a lot of features left to go, but overall, I'd say this is fairly promising, and I hope to see an awful lot more from it in the future. My name's Biscuit, and you've been watching a Bloodlines Champions presentation here on my YouTube channel, while StarCraft 2 is horribly broken. I shall see you next time.